If you watched this far into the tutorial series, then I think it's pretty safe to say that you are looking to make a very good and immersive Skyrim Machinima. And your best friend to do this is the creation kit. That is the thing that will give you the most power. But if you would like to push Skyrim to the limit in terms of what you can do with it, you will have to mod your game. Mods will allow you to change your game, change aspects about your game, and add new features to your game for free. And in this video I'm going to go over some of the mods that I use in my machinimas. Now if you want to get mods, I recommend you go over to nexusmods.com/Skyrim. Here you can download the Nexus mod manager, super easy to download, super easy to install, and then you just gotta find your Skyrim directory and you'll be set. You can find all the mods on the nexusmods.com site, and you can just do download with the Nexus mod manager and you can easily install and uninstall that way. It's super easy, but if you're having issues, I'll link a few tutorials down below so you can get a full grasp of the Nexus mod managers, but I'm assuming most of you will know how to use it. Now, here we are in Whiterun. We're not in Solitude this time, and we are not here with Valerie Moonroth. We are here instead with Kidior, the legendary Khajiit. Simply because I felt like it. And we have more actors around here in Whiterun, so this can be fun. We're standing here with a few friends, Elinor, Groth, Alice, Lucy, and Marthar. Everybody's dressed up in their Season 2, Episode 18 gear. Actually, most of the gear is different, but that doesn't matter a whole lot. Well, guys and girls, the first mod and the biggest machinima making mod that I'm going to show you, I'd just like to preface this first. You don't need any mods to make a Skyrim machinima work. You don't. The mod simply makes the game look better and gives you a few more features and tools to work with, but you don't necessarily need it. Before I jump into the mods, guys and girls, there is a command that I didn't show you in the last episode because I didn't know about it. It's a brand new, it's not a new command, but for me it's a new command and it's super useful and super fun, both at the same time. So let me show you what it does. Now we need reference codes to make this work. How do you get a reference code? Well, you open the console commands using the tilde key, you press somebody like this kid and you see this code right here. That's her reference code. So if we have this reference code, we can do something fun. Pushactoraway in one word. This is similar to the effect that is applied to enemies when you use Fuzroda. 0001A66B, or the equivalent reference code for the NPC you're trying to push. And let's do like a value of 10. Boom! She goes flying up in the air. Now, first of all, this is just absolutely hilarious. Let's give her a bit of a push here. 30, and there she goes. The poor kid. And there we go. So it's very similar to the Fuzroda effect. If you really want to send her to space, you could. I want to see if I can like launch her across the walls or something. Well, I don't know if we're going to be seeing her again. Oh, she's coming back. Let's use it again. Whee! Okay, yeah, I think I think the guards are going to come. Let's just do 500 and send her out of this world. Yeah, we won't be seeing her again anytime soon. What are you looking at, Lucian? Don't give me that look. Alright, yeah, it doesn't work because of course, you can't just press an enemy and, or press an NPC and just do it, because you need to manually type in the code every time, which is a bit of a bother, but, you know, it's okay. And off he goes. Somewhere. High values are weird. Why is this useful and not just fun? Well, first of all, you can get some really fun shots in the air with it. Second of all, if you're trying to control NPCs by using the TC command, you remember we talked about those, where you can like toggle the controls of an NPC, like maybe Battleborn won't be able to be taken here. So if we do TC, and I try to move as this guy, I can't. I'm pressing the back and forth keys, but only Kidior is moving, because this guy is stuck. Now, there are a few ways I could fix this. I could try like sprinting into him, I could try jumping and doing move to player so he moves over to me. But if none of this works, I can just do the easy push actor away 0001A68A, which is his code, and just do a value of 1, and he'll just quickly fall to the ground and he'll stand right back up, and once he stands up you can move him. So that's just a very, very neat addition to the TC command. And if I wanted to send him into space, you know, let's go to space. This might crash your game, so I wouldn't recommend it. I'm just gonna go out of him now. Can I see him in the sky somewhere? I'm not sure. Oh, what? There he is. Okay, he hit the walls out. He hit the ground outside of Whiterun. Alright, over to the mods. I want to talk about Puppeteer Master. Okay, What can Puppeteer Master do? Well, first of all, I can easily change the facial expression of my character. Ooh, anger, 100% anger. We can make him shout. We can make him do some sort of fancy thing like, oh, so I'm just gonna drink this drink. It's like, oh no, it tasted like urine, like he didn't like it. So you can combine together facial expressions and different like combat animation, killing blows, dying animation. I can make Kajor's head come off in a clean swipe right here if I wanted to, but I don't. And of course this does not only apply to the player, this also applies to any NPC of your choice, essentially. So if I can break free from that, thank you very much. And you can select any NPC and make them perform whatever action you want them to do. Let's see. You're supposed to be scared, Lucy, and you don't actually look very scared. Let's get another surprise. Ooh, what's going on? So surprised. And then we can have him. It says cut wrist, and I know what you're thinking. That sounds really dark, but it's some sort of different animation. I don't know where it's used, but he's doing it on somebody else. You can also make like two NPCs work together to perform an animation. Like I can show you how it's done where in episode of season 2 of Kajor there's a very famous execution that takes place, and I can show you how I set that up. So before we begin, or actually I'm gonna tell you how to begin. You will need to get the Puppeteer Master mod, install it, activate it, and once you have it, you might be wondering, how do I access the tools? Easy peasy, let's just run away from civilization for a little bit and jump. We can open the console command window by hitting the tilde key. Help Puppeteer chest. Make sure you spell that correctly. And then you'll get the ID, which I'll show you right there, just so it's a bit easier to see for you. Player dot plays at me 1-4. You usually want to jump before you do this, but I think we'll be fine. Hopefully it doesn't spawn in the ground. There we go, it spawns halfway in the ground. This chest contains all the tools that we need. This right here is a spell book. Once you pick up this book, you will learn a spell called the Puppeteer NPC Selector. And it is a power. And you can access this power from your spellbook menu. So once you have this selected, you can hit your power button when you're looking at an NPC. Like, for example, I have it set to my Z key, I'm never 100% sure gotten how it's supposed to say it. URSTUWXYZ, Z, I guess it's C. So if you hit this key on an NPC, you can see they start glowing red, and you've basically selected that NPC. So whichever animation you choose will be applied to that specific NPC. So this is how you tell the game which NPC you want to mess with. Now if you for some reason are having like issues using this spell, like it won't activate, maybe you have run out of magicka for some reason, maybe your magicka won't regenerate because you have the AI disabled, for example. Easy fix. TGM, God mode, there you go. Now you should be able to use it. Ain't no thing like a chicken wing. So everybody's standing here and everybody's ready for a test. So let's get going. First of all, you have these favorites right here, Puppeteer favorite buttons. These we will get back to a bit later. First, I would like to explain like the core principle behind the Puppeteer figurine. So this is the Puppeteer figurine. You have a normal one and one for NPC. This one works for the player, this one works for the NPC. You have replay. You can basically hotkey this to an item and it will play the last animation you used on the player, and this will play the last animation you used on NPC. Let's take these 4. Now, the way I usually like to roll with this, I already had some of these actually, so I'm gonna have duplicates in my inventory, but it doesn't matter a lot, is that I like to favorite the figurine, the NPC figurine, and both the replays, and open them up here in my hotkey list. And I have my figurine set to 1, my replay set to 2, my figurine for the NPC set to 3, and replay for the NPCs set to 4. So basically, if I'm in game right now, I can hit 1, and this is the Puppeteer for the player, and I can easily change things about the player character if I want to. There we go, I can make Kajor have facial expression, play an NPC, an animation rather, and I can hit 2, and he will replay the last played NPC. Animation, not an NPC. Speaking of NPCs, let's go over and select Groth. You look rather somber today, Groth. We're gonna hit 3, which is going to open up the NPC menu. You gotta know which button you're pressing so you know who you're gonna change here. There we go, give me that beautiful smile, Groth. I know you have it in you. Let's give you some sort of... What are you gonna do? Teach word, is that like the Greybeard animation? I don't know if that properly works for you. Let's do something simpler like the Dark Ritual. There we go. There we go. Now he's banging at the ground with this huge battle axe. Great. So that's basically how you can control people. And of course I can do the same with Marthark. Select you and then just hit. Whoa. Ooh, that's cool actually. Did you see the animation I'm doing? I didn't know that actually worked in first person. That's kind of cool. Then you can hit 4 and he will do the same as Groth, because it's the replay. So, now that we have a very basic understanding, what does this allow us to do in like a machinima setting? Well, let's say you wanted a scene, because when we're going to be making our most simple machinima, we will not be using any lip syncing. So, Kijor's just heard really bad news, and he's not supposed to be cheering and smiling, because that just seems very, very off. So let's go into TFC mode here, get a good angle, and then we're going to go to facial, and we're going to find sad. Oh, Kijor's so sad. Then we want to find an idol that we can play. So let's see, what looks sad? There must be something. Maybe we'll just do like the examine one, because that's sort of like, oh no, that's bad. Let's go to 1, and let's reset him. Okay, so here's a little magic trick I'm about to show you. So if you remember, the last used animation at the moment, you remember which animation that is? That is the examine animation. So if I now hit 2, he will play that. So if I remove the menu and zoom in by using the auto run key and hit 2, he'll do it. Smooth, no transitions, no menus opened, and those are the exact shots you want in a machinima. So that is the very, very essentials of what we're going to be using this for, and of course it applies to NPCs as well. You can change their behavior and it's a jolly good time. There's also a little other feature with this I'll explain straight away. If you go into AI override, there are a lot of cool options here, but very few of these actually like work for me. You're supposed to be able to make NPCs walk wherever you want and stop doing stupid stuff, but it doesn't work for me. The only thing that works for me is the set look and clear look. If you use set look, you'll spawn this skull right here. And as you can see, Eleanor is absolutely fascinated by this skull. It's like a kitten seeing a ball of yarn. She wants this skull. So, if you hold down E, so you take the skull, and wherever you place the skull, Eleanor will look. Let's say we want her to look up into the sky. Then you just hit E once again, and the skull will be there. And now she's looking the right way, but of course you don't want the skull in your shot. Sneak. You don't have to sneak as well. Okay, whatever. And then you do that. Meaning she'll now look up into the air, because if you sneak activate it, it just disappears. And now you have a shot where Eleanor looks up into the air, and it's all very beautiful. And once she's done looking out, it's... well, she's staring straight at the sun. She is going to damage her eyes at some point, so just do clear look from the AI override menu, and she'll very soon understand that, you know what, I should come back down and do my normal things. So now you've seen how you can make animations and facial expressions for NPCs and the player. Very basic, but let's say that we wanted it to be a bit more advanced. Let's say that we wanted to set up an execution scene. Like I had a very famous execution scene in Season 2, and the way I put that together is actually very simple. First of all, let's find an NPC that can be killed. This guy, Amren, he's good. Now we're gonna disable the AI and the combat AI just so we don't get any guards after us, and it just makes people easier to deal with. You can totally have that AI disabled for most of the time, it doesn't matter too much. Let's see, so this guy is going to be executed. So as you know, the executed pose, he sort of lays his head down. What if you like lace his head onto... I think I saw like one of the tutorials did it in this area, that might actually work out okay. Okay, so we're going to have this guy lay down his head right on... let's say right on the rocks right there. That kind of works out a bit. So when we go back to TC mode, Kijor's all the way over here. So, you, Sigurd, do you want to like, I know you're busy working at the general store and stuff, because you keep telling everybody about it whenever they walk by. Oh, what's that? I can't move you for some reason? Oh, that's a shame. Oh, if only I'd learned like a really cool console command that would help me out here, guys. Maybe I could have actually gotten out of this situation. Oh, what's that? I do have one? Wow. So Sigurd's gonna fall to the ground, he's gonna get right back up, and I'm gonna be able to control him. Now, he's gonna be the executioner. Which side does the executioner stand on? Let me think. At the start of the game, from the executioner's point of view, it's over here. Okay, Okay, I'm trying to think where the Stormcloak is at the start of the game. Yeah, I think it's more or less here. Okay, so let's set him up right there. Okay, so far so good. We have the positions, because, you know, the Executioner and the Executionee are going to be doing the same animation you see in the opening in Helgen. So let's select Amren, and let's go into Idols. I think it's part 3 or 4. It's part 4. We're going to do Executionee, which is going to make him all modest, and his hands are going to be bound. They're not actually bound, but he like pretends like they're bound. Then we're going to choose Sigurd. Let's give him like a really mean look on his face. Such mean. Gonna kill. Then we're gonna go to Idols part 4. He's gonna be the Executioner, which is gonna give him the axe. Yes, okay, Sigurd, you are perfect for this role. You have been practicing. And then, now I need to talk to you about scenes. Essentially, what you can do with scenes is that you can set it up so several actors play different animations or similar animations at either the same time or at different times. Meaning, let's say you have a shot where you zoom your camera through a tavern, and at 2 seconds you have a guy drink from a mug, at 5 seconds you have somebody start playing the flute, and at like 10 seconds you have a guy just like explode into body parts or something. Like, you can set all of this up by using the scenes correctly. So, we have now added, or we have now selected, let's start with Amren. We have selected Amren. We're going to go into the NPC menu. We're going to go into miscellaneous. We're going to go into scene. Add me. So now it's asking, okay, when you hit play for this scene, what is this guy going to do? We're going to go into Idols, part 4, exec chop. So meaning when I hit play scene, he's going to play the role of the executionee being executed. This is like specific only to this type of animation, but it gets the point across. Now, Sigurd, you look really badass with that axe. Ooh, I think I found you a new job, man. Let's go to no, not Idols straight away. Remember, miscellaneous, scene, add me, Idols, part 4, exec chop. So now, both of these guys are essentially ready to perform the scene. Now, I don't think I have placed these guys like correctly. I'm not sure if they'll like stand like they're supposed to stand. We'll see. Can I bump this guy a little? Can I bump you? No, I'm gonna have to push him away a little. I want to try and move him into a better position, which, you know, that can be arranged. Let's see, how would we want you? Let's have you more like this, I think. Yes. And now if he ever loses the axe, we can just toggle him again and do Idols part 4. You're the executioner. Okay, now let's try this out. Before you try out any of your scene, always quick save, and always make sure you don't stand in the way of any NPCs that are going to be killed, because if there are killing blows and killing animations, the player might end up dead too. So let's go to miscellaneous, scene, play. Now let's go into TFC and the TM, and let's go enjoy this scene. Let's see here. As you can see, he leans his head down. He just does it whatever, so that didn't really work out too well. And then Sigurd's gonna raise the axe and bam! His head is gonna come off. Now obviously this needs a lot of readjustments. Like, you need to place him on a better surface, you need to place Sigurd closer, but that's like the gist of it. That's how you can execute those scenes with several people. The same thing would work for a backstab, for example, which I could show you. I could show you how to do a very quick backstab. Now let's see, do we have anybody with their actually, let's do like a hand-to-hand takedown. That could be fun. Let's say Alice was a really good friend of Amren, and he saw Sigurd do that, and she's like, oh hell no. Okay, so she needs more like an angry, oh hell no. That's better. We need Alice to go beat up Sigurd right now, and we're gonna make that happen. Let's select her and do a TC so we can move her to his face. We're gonna do some sort of like hand-to-hand killing blow. Something that just looks like, you know, really cool. Let's do it on like the street, so we have like an even surface here, because even surfaces are very important. Now Sigurd, what have you done? You filthy, filthy man. Let's reset. Oh, that actually resets rookie mistake. You have to choose the NPC that you want to change. In this case, him. I have to make sure that he stands in front of Kjor. Resets. There we go. Oh, it still keeps the axe, actually. Nice. A little souvenir from your journey as an executioner, I suppose. There we go. So, now we have these two people here. They both look really pissed. Well, yeah, you're about to have a very, very bad day, Sigurd. We're gonna make a brand new scene now. So we're gonna clear the old scene. And then we have selected Alice, miscellaneous, scene, add me. Just like we did the last time. And this time we're gonna go into combat, killing blows, miscellaneous, and hand-to-hand A. Let's make that your move. And then Sigurd, we're gonna choose you, miscellaneous, scene, add me, miscellaneous dying. Then we gotta find hand-to-hand A. There we go. Meaning Alice is gonna perform a killing blow, and he's gonna perform a death animation of a similar name. Meaning he's about to have a very, very bad day. Let's get him into position there. And then let's do a little quick save and we can see how this works out. Now, be very careful, because if we are anywhere near Alice, her attack is gonna kill Kijor. So let's stay at a little bit of a distance, like preferably behind her. Let's stand over here and wait. And let's do scene, play. Bam, bam. And there we go. Alice just beat up Sigurd. So that's how you do those animations and make characters. You force them to do things they could normally not do on their own. And that's how you do like the pair animations in a scene. But now, I'm gonna show you something else. I've been thinking of a little plot. Now, a curse has befallen Whiterun, which is causing all the inhabitants to suddenly lose their heads. I know what you're thinking. Dark. Whoa. Oh, I mean, that's pretty dark. Yes, you are correct. And how are we gonna do this? Well, I have a theory. Let's say that 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 people. They are all gonna lose their heads with 2-second intervals, meaning die, 2-second die, 2-second die, 2-second die, 2-second die. So we can have the camera like pan across and we can see their heads all just come flying off, because it's part of the curse or something. You know, just like a wacky plot. Doesn't have to be, you know, relevant or even feasible. So, we're gonna do this by the use of scenes once again, but this time we're gonna implement timing. So let's choose Bergrit Battleborn here. We still have the AI disabled, it just makes this so much easier. And now, since we are going to be accessing a special command a lot of times, we might as well favorite it. And as you can see, we have a lot of favorites here. 5 through 8 are the favorites for animations for the NPC. So we're gonna set animation number 5. We can also use that item, but I'll show you the favorite item later. We're gonna do miscellaneous, dying, and then some kind of like decap, like dual wheel decap. That one looks cool. Okay, so now we have that favorited. So we're gonna go into miscellaneous, scene, add me. So we now have added her, favorites, animation 5. Meaning she'll do the dual wield death, the dual wheel decap death when I hit play scene. And then we're going to do miscellaneous, scene, add me. And we're going to do the same here. Favorites, animation 5. Now, if I just left it at this as I go around doing this for everybody, what would happen is that everybody would die at the exactly same time. And we don't want them to die at the exact same time, because we actually want them to die with a little bit of an interval for, you know, just showing you how the feature works, mostly. And I'm going to show you how to do that in just a sec, just as we finish up giving Greymane her last day on the job. I decided to go the long way this time. Okay, so now that we have all of this set up, let's go back into scene, and there's a little thing here called timing. Now, what this means is that if we want there to be a certain amount of delay in seconds between the first animation and the second animation, we gotta add gold into V1. If that sounds confusing, basically we press V1 and it opens up a timing chest. We have to add gold pieces to this chest to set a delay, meaning if we add 2 gold pieces, it's delayed by 2 seconds. You might actually even add it and like just go up to 3 for that matter. Let's do help. Actually, I don't even need to do the help gold code. If you want to have a very quick way to get money, player.add F, like 10,000. People pointed this out to me, but since the code for gold is 00000F, you can pretty much just take out the zeros and the code still works. So thanks for that, you actually taught me something. So we're gonna go to gold, store, and then we are gonna store 3 gold in this chest, meaning this is going to be offset by 3 seconds. Okay, let's go back and do the same thing over again. Scene, timing, as you can see, first of all, we have animation, 3-second delay, and then animation, but then everybody would just happen after each other, so we want another delay here. We'll go to the timing chest, and you could probably see how this can be useful. As I said earlier, this is how you would want to do it if you have like a scene where you're zooming across some sort of like interior place and you want different characters to do different actions at different times. This is how you would set up the delay for those actions, and I actually have not implemented this in full effect in any of the series I've done so far. I'm actually pretty much learning about it now, so I'm very excited to see what can actually come of this. So let's add another one here for V4, and then we're going to store another 3 gold. It's a lot of work, but the thing is, once we've done all of this work, before we actually like start the animation to see if it works out, we need to save, because if you save, you can save yourself a lot of heartache, which is always good. V5. And the final delay, another 3 seconds. Okay, so if I now start the scene, everybody here should start losing their heads, which is mighty fine. That is actually just what I want them to do. So what we're gonna do now is that we are going to begin playing the scene, and I'm just gonna zoom around. This is not supposed to be smooth or anything, just to see how it goes. Scene, play. Okay, there we go. So what happened there is that, okay, Alice played her animation first because of a derp, and then she dies, and then we go over here and he dies. No, I'm gonna die. Then he's gonna die, and then where is Greymane even? She died already. Okay, so it semi-worked. The issue was that Alice was still in the loop. I had forgotten to remove her as an actor, so she started punching Sigurd's dead body. I guess she had unfinished business. But still, you can see how it works. Just remember to clear the scene before you do it, but that's how you can create very, very sinister scenes. I wonder if you can actually decapitate children. That is not a question that most sane people would ever ask, so sorry. But I have to know. Favorites, animation 5. What happens? Okay, she just had a little bit of a... She's just taking a nap, guys. She's just taking a nap. A deadly nap. Alright. Well. Good work. We've successfully killed everybody in the market. Is there anything else I would like to show you now? Well, I could show you the favorites. As we know, we have set favorite number 5 to be the death animation, that decap animation. Oh gosh, I gotta go back to my chest. So if we now take with us a few of these, I can show you how they work. 5 through 8 are for NPCs, 1 through 4 are for players, but I prefer working with NPCs for a variety of reasons, mostly lip sync based reasons, but it's usually just cleaner to work with NPCs unless you're making something gameplay related. Anyways, we're gonna favorite all of them. Set hotkey to 5, 6, 7, 8. 5, 6, 7, 8. So if I now choose Braith and press 5, boom! It's that easy. And it'll play the selected animation. So, how can we use this? Well, let's say we wanted to set some different favorites here. Let's set animation number 6 to be like a... Do we have anything jolly? Like a drinking animation. Okay. Then let's go in and set animation 7 to be a facial animations. Yeah, they're totally useful with the guy with the helmet. Then we're gonna do like a bang door animation. I just need animations that are very easy to see. Then we're gonna set animation 8 to be something like... Oh, I don't know. Like a note read animation. What we can do with this, now that we've set all of these animations, is that we can get a flying camera going slowly towards our target, like this, using like a Suckazum at a low level and holding down the auto walk button, and I can start pressing some keys. Now I don't want to press 5 because that'll kill him, so here we go. 6. Oh, okay, 7 apparently. So as you can see, he couldn't do 6 because he's busy standing around. So that was his banging on door routine. Here we press 6, he's taking out this. Now I can press 8 and he's like, oh, what is this? A note. I'm not going to put down my shield. We can press 7. We can press 6. Like, we can press all kinds of animations and he will just do them on the fly, which is perfect when you just want to, you know, not go into menus and make everything seem very smooth and nice. But you know what, guard? There was something put in the water. Oh, what is it? Oh, it's... No, no, it's cat urine. And he kinda died. So yeah, that's the main gist behind Puppeteer Master and the things you can do with it. Obviously, there's more.
Promise you actually purchase something for once. Why, easy, I will. God.
There are so many opportunities with this program to do amazing things, but hopefully I've showed you the basics and you can now go around and have a little look at some of these things yourself. Like, I think I can get my head chopped off if I want to. There we go. I got my head chopped off. That happened. So, that was the first mod that I wanted to show you. Let me just give you a very, very quick recap of the mod. This mod makes NPCs and the player perform animations and facial expressions at will, and we have hotkeys to trigger them that work even when we are in TFC camera mode, which is very good for immersion. We can also change facial expressions and like the direction of where NPCs are looking very easily, like at a whim. We can also make big scenes with multiple NPCs performing multiple animations on different timers. This is a very powerful tool, and if you combine this with lip syncing, which I will give you a full guide on later, I think you could create some pretty cool stuff. I really, really do. So that is Puppeteer Master, a must-have if you're serious about this. Now the second mod that I want to talk about is the mod called One Key Switching between Xbox 360 controller and keyboard. You might be saying, okay, is that useful? And you might also be saying, I don't have an Xbox controller. Here's the thing, if you want to use a controller on a keyboard, which I really recommend because it gives you super smooth camera movement, let me just show you like a little comparison. This right here is keyboard and mouse. Like it's okay for like stationary going like a headshots, but whenever you want to like turn around something, it's a bit choppy because like joysticks are just easier to move around than a mouse if you want smooth movements. That's just how it is. So usually if I wanted to change to a controller now for my TFC shot, I would have to press escape, settings, gameplay, and toggle 360 controller, back out, grab my controller and back out of this menu, and then I would have the controller set up. And then once that was done, I would have to go back into the menu, settings, gameplay, 360 controller, back out of that, and then go back to my keyboard and go out of that. It's a bit of a hassle when you're doing this like multiple, just many times during a single shot, which is why this mod right here is so good. This is what the interface looks like. You start up this little trainer thing before you launch Skyrim. It has some really, really obnoxious music. You might want to mute that from your audio control panel. And there's also a little mute button if you struggle to find that audio control panel. And what this does is that if I now hit, like a good example is seeing the buttons change here. I gotta find an NPC to talk to. Do you think I killed anybody? Okay, there's a few people left alive. You can see that it says E to talk, meaning I'm on keyboard. If I now hold down home, it changes to the Xbox button. Hold on end, it goes back to keyboard. Now, why is this change so useful? You can also press insert to use both at the same time, but I usually don't because it's a bit buggy and you don't have all the features of looking around with your mouse and stuff. Let's say I want to just run around, setup thing while using a keyboard and mouse because that's what I'm most comfortable with, of course. And then I'm like, okay, now I need to get a good shot of Kijor, TFC, TM. Okay, but this camera, I don't like this camera. Press home, grab your controller, and there we go. Now you got controller, baby. And you can just fly around with this. As you can see, you can get some very, very smooth motions with the controller, especially at the lower speeds. This is a very, very high speed for the controller, but it's the best way to get smooth shots. A controller is simply superior to the keyboard and mouse when it comes to this. And once I'm done, I just hold down End. And that's one key switching between keyboard and controller. So this works for oh wow, you're still standing around here, aren't you? This works for let's make people walk around a bit again. This works for PS3, PS4, Xbox 360 and Xbox One controllers. I have all the tutorials you could ever imagine about connecting those to your PC down in the description below, so you can check that out, and it really helps improve your game. Okay, let's have a little fun here. So we're gonna select this guy right here. We're gonna go to dying and get him like a brutal 2-hand decap B.
What happened?
And then we can hit the replay button to instantly toggle it. So I'm just gonna like run ahead and make everybody in town like lose their heads now, I think. So it's fun, like you can make random people die at a whim with this command, and it's just, you can set up huge scenes with lots of actors, and sometimes people keep walking without their heads. Alice,
What do you need?
you know what to do.
Okay, got it.
Go take care of business. Oh, that didn't go too well. Yeah. So now you know, Puppeteer Master, amazing. The one key switching between the keyboard and the controller, also amazing. Combine those two together. Those are the main mods that I use. Yeah. Now obviously there are also other mods that you can use. Other mods which makes the game a lot more pretty looking. I'm talking about mods like changing textures and improving maybe even like some gameplay features and animations to make the game look really pretty. Like I have a new animation mod which makes attacking with certain weapons different. Like if I do that, I do like some sort of leaping animation instead of the usual animation, and it looks really cool. So you can get those small little mods. Yes, sure, I'll pay. You can get those mods. Oh, Lucien, are you back from your orbit around the moon? Or the moons, rather. We have 2 moons here in Tamriel. That's good, that's good. I won't push you again. Although most of my companions are dead by now. Get yourself, like, if you have a good computer, you can get, like, good texture mods, good face, like, different face texture mod, Khajiit fur mods. Make your actors look nice, make your game look like the kind of game you want to be in. And, like, one of the main changers of this is definitely the ENB. Now the ENB is some sort of like graphic enhancing mod which changes Skyrim very, very drastically. I can show it a bit, I can disable it. And this is vanilla. It's not completely true to vanilla colors. I think it's a bit more washed out than usual, but you can clearly see the difference here. Gray and boring, and everything is in focus. Boom. Popping colors. Depth of fields, you know, like your eyes when you focus on one thing and everything else in the background gets blurred out. As you can see, it's super, super pretty. So there are lots of different EMBs for different setups. Some are very, very like heavy on your CPU and your GPU and everything on your computer, and it'll go overheated and blow up and stuff. I'm joking. But you need to make sure that you get an EMB that your PC can actually handle. If you want to see the tutorial I used to get my EMB to work, I will leave a link to that in the description so you can make your Skyrim look this good as well, if your PC can run it, of course. Don't force your PC. Now, these mods aren't like the most useful. Like, they're not essential, rather. You can do just fine without them, but if you make your Skyrim look pretty with some graphic enhancing mods and an ENB, and you get these mods which can change the facial expression of the NPC you're making a machinima about, things just start looking a whole lot better. Like, it feels more professional that way, so yeah. I think that's the message I want to send. I'm gonna leave the citizens of Whiterun here to pick up their the pieces of their beloved, and we are just gonna be doing our outro here. So those are the two main mods that I use. You can add whatever else you want, and you don't need anything else. So download all the mods that you want to enhance Skyrim and make it look like a Skyrim that's worthy of a full-fledged machinima. And then when you're ready to do that, once you've gotten all your mods, tune into the next episode, as that's where we are going to be going through the steps to making a very simple machinima. No lip syncing, none of that, just very simple machinima, getting some shots, editing it together, and just some tips and thoughts from me. So yeah, thank you so much for enduring my mod ramblings here. Hopefully some of these mods have piqued your interest, and hopefully you're about to discover how amazing the Skyrim worlds can truly be. Now, you know what? I was thinking about how to end this video, and I think I've just found the perfect way. Well, guys and girls, my name has been Voices from the Dark. Have a still good day, take care, and stay awesome. I'm not sure if you actually need all the zeros there. But most importantly, everybody, stay dark! Goodbye! I hate you, dark!